Okay, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to class 2 on colorful portraits. So today we're going to do a person. Now, if you're following along with me, the person you're painting is a dear friend of mine, Dawn Ansbro, who was the head of the Orange County Arts Council in New York for many years. And unfortunately, she passed away last year, and I'm still just not accepting it.
Mm.
And
Wow.
yeah, a young, vibrant
Mm.
woman with daughters and
Oh,
possibility and life and so forth. So I'm hoping that by doing this portrait, which her youngest daughter asked me to do,
oh,
um, I'm actually doing a few for them. And I'm hoping this will help give me some closure, but also to create something beautiful. I once did a portrait of her father when he passed, and so it's really much harder to paint her just because I don't want to accept the fact that she's gone.
yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm sorry for her kids. At any rate, there are people um, that I think do a huge service in our community, in the arts community, or just in the community at large.
Mhm.
And when they pass, I often do paintings of them more for the experience and also as a gift for the same reason when it comes to doing pet portraits of pets that have passed away. So I have a lot of these portraits that I have done and
Oh,
passed on to other
no.
people. And it is a good thing to do. And um, some of them I did of children. Like my best friend when I was growing up, when she passed, I painted a memory of us
Oh,
playing dress up together. And I sent it to her, and she had it over her bed while she was fighting cancer. And I made myself the same painting. And I would look at it and think of her, and she would look at it and think of me.
oh.
So, when you do your portraits, I don't want you to get too caught up in the likeness.
Mhm.
Get more caught up in how does it make you feel?
Mhm.
When you look at this person, do you get a
Mhm.
sense of the life emanating through them? Who they were, what they did, that kind of stuff. It's so much more important to get the essence of a being than it is to paint the being. So I know that sounds a little bit out there, but one of the teachers that I've worked with over the years, Carol Peebles,
Mhm.
she in her portraits, they're very lifelike, and she teaches portrait painting, but she always incorporates a spiritual element that gives you a sense of the identity of the person. And I think it is just as important to get a feel for the person, if not more important than the
Your
likeness.
newsletter was so funny. You said that you would be in town for the holidays, and then two paragraphs down, you said,
Oh, did I miss you, Carrie? Okay. Anyway, so having said that, if you're going to paint along with me tonight, then you're painting a wonderful gal in good company. And if you really like your painting, I'll send you an address if you want to ship it to her family or to me, and I'll send it with mine. So to get us started, I have uh, basically just taken a photo. This was her professional headshot from the Arts Council. This is how I remember her because when we worked together, we were both about this age. It was 10, 12 years ago now. I hate to say.
"Mm,
So I have printed this on regular paper. It's helpful to have it in black and white because we already know too much and we are too familiar with this person and are very likely to substitute what we think we know instead of what we actually see. So take your reference photo, put it face down, and put it on something hard so that you can use the charcoal on the back. So we're going to start off with that, and I'll meet you over at the easel.
He's gonna meet us at the easel.
I'm at the easel. I hope you are too.
No, coming back. Okay.
Now, when you have a good amount of charcoal on the backside, position your reference photo. I try to stick it so that the head is towards the center. Portraits are one of the only times that you really don't want to have the person too off center. I mean, if they're wearing something interesting, you can make them off center, but I do make an effort to keep them as centered as possible. Now I'm doing the transfer by using the back end of a paintbrush. Don't use a pencil for this. I'm sure at some point you probably tried it already with a pencil and realized how quickly it marks up your paper, and it makes it very hard to see some of the finer details. When it comes to teeth in a portrait, a rule of thumb is try not to emphasize the teeth by drawing individual teeth. Instead, draw them as a whole shape. And even when you're doing a close up and you can see the individual teeth, don't. You could sketch the gums instead if you want to, but try to leave off individual teeth. It's a funny thing about humans, but when we put in the teeth, it will never look exactly right. When you're finished, you'll have a very light ghost-like outline. That's what we're looking for. Okay, when everybody has completed the transfer, give me a thumbs up and we'll move to the palette. Wonderful. So in 1 minute, we'll move to the palette. Okay. All right, so the palette is exactly the same as last week. I'm going to go over that again just to make sure that we're on the same page. If you have last week's, you can just set it out and skip this part. So starting with the darkest darks in the 5 line, I have two dark black actually. So this is a hard pastel and this is a color. So one is a little bit softer, one's a little bit harder to get fine details. Those are the only blacks I'm going to be using. So the only values for 5. For 4s, I'm going to start off with several versions of violet. The first is true violet. So this is a dark purple. It's a 4, so it needs to be pretty dark. And it's true violet. Next is red violet. So this is like a magenta or a wine color. It's still a dark color, but it's a warmer version. Then next is blue violet. This is much more blue than violet. So there's a little bit of red in it, you can tell, especially when you hold it up next to true blue. You can see the difference between the two. So blue violet. And then the next color is true blue. This would be like a cobalt blue or a cerulean blue. Last color on the 4 line is teal. Teal, and this is a darker teal. Okay, on the 3s, I'm starting off with orange. This is pure, unadulterated, brilliant, vibrant orange. Next to it is red. And this is cadmium red medium. So it's like a fire engine red, very, very strong. Next to it is lavender. So this is like purple with a little bit of white in it. It's one step lighter than the 4. So lavender. And then blue. This is one step lighter than the blue we use for the 4. Now, you could use teal, a light teal for this, but I chose to put green, have a little bit of green, and that's a 3. Now for the 2s. The 2s are all light colors that look as if you took a color and added white. So the first is orange, or a peachy orange color. Next is pink. So one is a light orange, one is a light pink. Lavender, which is one step lighter than the lavender from the 3 scale. So this is a 3, this is a 2. This one is also more of a mauve than a lavender. It has a little more red. You could use pink for that if you prefer. Next is yellow. So yellow is a light value. It's about a 2 by itself. Next is light blue. This is like a sky blue. It's one step lighter than the 3 we had before, 2 steps lighter than the 4. So it is a light blue, one of the lighter values of blue. And then the last one is a light green. This particular light green is more of a mint, but I think this color will work well. Now, I don't have a whole lot of ones in this particular portrait. So the ones I have, I'm going to start off with a pure white. This is not a white that's tinted with anything. It's pure white. Light yellow and light blue. So one is warm, one is cool. So the light yellow is the warmer one, light blue is the cooler one. And that's really all of the ones I'm going to use in this portrait. I have others, but I won't be probably using them. So when you have your palette all set up, give me a thumbs up. Girl, girl. Thanks, Viv. Okay, we're going to start in 1 minute. Now, if anyone has pastel pencils and they would feel more comfortable using the black pastel pencil, you can use that instead of the hard pastel for the 5. So either one of those will work. I'm going to start off by putting in the darkest darks, just as if we did with the pets. Notice that the darks are the pupils of the eyes. So let's start with the pupils. There may be a dark lash line around the eyes. So I'm getting the pupils, the dark lash line, any other 5 values that you see on the eyes. Now, remember, 5 is the darkest dark. So you want to reserve it for the things that are absolute darks. So just like with animals, there are no 5s on the hair or the eyebrows. It's really the pupils, um, the nostrils, the dark shapes of the nostrils, and the corners of the mouth, now there may be areas like the dark shadow behind the hair underneath the ear. Like you can see the hair behind her ear is very dark. There may be a shadow between the skin and the clothing. That's pretty dark as well. You can put in black, but this is not going to be the last color we use here. This is just to give it a value. And then we'll put some dark color on top of it so that it becomes a little bit darker. This is right around the chin line against the neck. And I'm just putting in a little dark. Okay, so this is our darkest darks. This is the 5 values. If you have a person who's wearing dark clothing or has dark hair, don't make it a 5 values. You can put in some dark, but you're going to be covering that with another color. So keep that in mind. All right. In 1 minute, we're going to move to the 4s. Okay, before I start putting any real color on, I want to determine where the warm part of her face is and the cool part is. So there is some indication in the photo reference. You can tell that there's some sunlight hitting her from this direction. You can see that the light in the hair on this side, the hair is a little bit lighter. On this side too, there's highlights on the cheeks, the chin, the chest. So the warm is coming from this direction. The cool is going to be on the opposite side. So I'm going to make a little notation to myself that this is the warm side. This is the cool side. And that will help me to remember which is which. On your reference photo, wherever the warm is hitting the model, that or the light is hitting the model, that's going to be warm. Wherever the head is in shadows and you don't see so much of the light, that's going to be the cool side. So if you have a notation, you're more likely to stick with it. So that's my story, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm starting off with the violet color. So this is the first of the 4s, and I'm going to go right on top of some of that black. And violet is one of those colors that's a shapeshifter. It could be warm or cool, depending. So I'm going to use it more in the cool side. Now this is a 4, so I'm using this color as a 4. Try to put it in 1 or 2 places. You don't have to put it as extensively as I did. Next is red violet or magenta. So this is a warmer value. That's the same as the violet, only it's warmer. So I'm keeping it more on the side where the sun is hitting. Okay. When your subject has brownish eyes, it's a good idea to use red violet. Red violet will read like brown from a distance. So that's a safe color to use for brown eyes. It's also important to put some of that color around the dark areas of the mouth. When you're finished with the red violet, then it's time for blue violet. Blue violet is a more intense color. It's darker. So I'm going to use it mostly on the cool side and mostly to create more dark and depth on that side. I'm also going to use it in the fabric. All right, and then last is blue. Blue is a very intense shadow color. So use it in places on the cool side to create some intense shadows. And then teal. Teal is the last on the floor side. Teal can be warm or cool, like violet. So I'm going to use it towards the center of the face for some of the shadows. Okay, so this is all of the fours. So when you have your fours in place, it may point out that the 5 isn't quite dark enough, which is the case for me. I'm noticing that my 5 needs to be a much darker 5 than what I use. So I'm restating that dark, and I'm using a softer dark to do it. That's the problem with pastel pencils, is they are a little harder and therefore don't give you the depth of darkness that a soft pastel would. Okay, we're going to go through the 3 line, and at the end of the 3s, we'll stop and take a look. So that's the middle values. So the next color I'm going to use is pure orange. Now, there's not a whole lot of places that I'm going to want to put something this vibrant. So I'm going to use it more as a highlight in the eyes.
What color is it you got again?
Pure orange. It's the first from the number 3. We're moving to the 3s. So at this point, we have all of our 4s in place. So this is a good color for a highlight on the hair. All right, and the next warm 3 is red. And I'm going to use this mostly on the lips. Maybe it's a little highlight in the hair. I'm not going to overdo it too much. She wasn't a red kind of gal, so I'm not going to put too much of the red in. Just gently warming up one side of the head. Okay. Next color is lavender. Lavender is one of those colors that could be cool or warm. I'm going to use it more on the cool side, create some shadows. Okay, I use that color probably more than I should, but it's a beautiful, cool color. Next cool color is blue, light blue. Again, keep these on the cool side of the head. I'll be balancing these with some warm twos on the other side so that it won't be such a cool portrait. All right, next color is green. And none of these colors are particularly flesh tones or work for flesh. So unless of course you're in Wicked, but this is really a good exercise in letting go of what you think you know and letting it basically just be the wildest color you can imagine. So I'm using the green on the warm side in the same capacity that I used the lavender on the cool side. This is a warmer green and the lavender would have been warm. And I like it a little bit better than orange or red. let's push on through and get some twos in so that at least we get some of the flesh color. And then we'll stop in the middle of the twos like we did with the pet portrait. And that'll give you a chance to get some fleshy looks. All right, when you're finished with the green, give me a thumbs up so I know you're caught up, and then we'll move to the twos. Thanks, Vivian. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Sue. And Jackie, gotcha. Okay, good. So we're mostly caught up. Now we're going to go methodically on the twos, and we'll start with the orange and move to the pink, and maybe by the yellow, we'll take a break. So we're going to get some of the warms in place. I'm starting off with the light orange color. I'll be relying quite a bit on this to give her some lifelike flesh color. I want to make sure that the overall feel for the portrait, the overall color, is warm. You don't want to do too much cool color on a portrait because then the person is going to look unreal or undead. So be careful with those cool colors. Try not to blend while you're doing this. Let the blending happen because of the stick and the scumbling motion. Don't try to blend the orange into the blue. Use your mark making here. All right, when you're ready, move to pink. Pink is a good color for skin tones, cheeks, apples of the cheeks, lips, gums. Okay. Get a close up. All right, next color is like a mauve color. It's a lavender mauve. It could go either way too. I think it's a little warmer. Well, maybe not. I'm going to put it on the cool side. Hmm. I'm going to switch that color. It's a little too grayish. I'm going to move to something that's much more lavender. Okay, and then the last color before we move to the mid-class is yellow. Yellow is a beautiful warm pop color. So I'm going to use it almost as a highlight on the warm side. All right, before we go to the mid-class, let's focus on the eyes real quick because most of the values in the eyes are going to be fours. We want to make sure we have the fours in place. Keep those strong fives, the darks. Uh, the eye color, at this point, you probably hit it in one of the colors we've gone through. When it comes to eyelids, be careful. make sure you get that eyelid in place. That's usually where people make a mistake, is they lose the eyelid. Keep that eyelid. The color of the eyes, in her case, since they're brown, I'm using red violet, but use whatever color is closest to the natural. And that's going to be the color we'll probably choose for some of the background effects. The whites of the eyes are rarely, if ever, white. If you want to use a little bit of light blue to put in those whites, go ahead. We haven't gone to the cools yet on the two, but it's good to go ahead and get the eyes as much as possible before we go to the mid-class. Okay, so when you're ready, this is the midpoint. Midpoint. It isn't finished, it's barely halfway. So let's take a look at the midpoint. Give me a wave when you're ready. Vivian. Hey.
Poor Joshua.
Oh God, he looks adorable.
Oh,
He looks adorable. I'm loving Joshua. Just be careful about getting too many cool colors. I regretted the green on the warm side
yeah.
because of the coolness, but uh I like
I
what
don't,
you did with integrating some of the warm on the cool side, some of the cool onto the warm side. So it looks a little more integrated that way. I think it works better. And Joshua is believable as is.
okay,
Is
good.
truly believable.
Thank you.
Are
So
his
should
eyes
I,
are his eyes normally that color?
they're gray blue.
They're so pretty. Man, he is going to be a
Yeah.
heartbreaker.
I know, I know. So should I do something about the cool side and tone it down or?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
leave it as is for now. I think he's really off to a good start.
Oh, good. Thank
And
you.
he is going to think this is the best thing ever. He's going to love how colorful you made him.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
adorable.
All
Love him.
right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Who else is ready? BJ.
Okay. Critique, please.
Back up a little.
The nose is cattywampus.
Back up a little so I can see your reference photo
More?
and your painting. Yes, you're always showing the top, and that's better. So now we see the bottom. Okay, a little higher. There we go. All right, it's at an angle, but that's close enough. Okay,
Oh,
so
picky.
well, I want to be true to life, and if I'm too much at an angle or don't see it well, then I'm giving you false information. Now,
I'm just playing.
okay, honey. On your warm side, are you thinking the right side is the warm side?
Yes.
Okay. So I see a lot of colors on the warm side that are
Mm-hmm.
a little cool. I would lighten
Okay.
them when we get to the twos, or now that we're in the twos, go ahead and lighten them. Uh, on
Okay.
my left side is the cool side. So that's where
Uh-huh.
more of your shadows are.
Mm-hmm.
And be bold with the dark shadow under your chin, because that's what shows that the head is tilted and separated from the neck and will make your face look more rounded.
Okay. Well, my
You
face
see,
is square.
right, exactly. So we want to get that
Okay.
shadow under the chin.
So warm up the warm side and cool down the neck.
The shadow, yeah, make sure that shadow is
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Lighten the warm side more than anything.
Uh-huh.
Lighten up some of those
Okay.
colors. Okay. Good work, my
Will
friend.
do. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Lovely model. All right. Anyone else ready? Karen. Oh, my goodness. What an enchantingly beautiful gal. That is so pretty. Karen, you're muted, just so you know. The cool side is definitely cool. Warm side is definitely warm. So that part is working well, really well.
I wish that I feel like I need pastel pencils to do the eyes.
I know I'm having that trouble
Yeah.
too. It's hard to get
Okay.
in there and really get some detail, but you know that means I'm getting too perfectionistic.
Okay.
So I try not to get too detailed. But
Okay.
what I love about this is it's very lifelike so far. Even using the most unnatural colors you could possibly think of. It's very lifelike.
Hmm.
So can I see the reference photo real quick?
Well, this is the reference photo has like all numbers
Gotcha.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to see it in black and white?
No, that's helpful. And let's see your painting again. Okay, so you might want to deepen some of the shadows around the face. just
Shadows.
because,
Oh, make them darker?
because
Oh,
the hair
okay.
color is so much darker in light that the value would be more of a 4. So you might want
Okay.
to go a little deeper with those shadows.
Where their nose is. Okay.
That
Yep.
looks really beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for sharing your work. Okay, honey, go lay down. Anyone else ready? Jackie. And then Sue, you'll be right after Jackie. Hey, Jackie. Wow. I love how colorful she is. Can I see the reference photo? Okay. Oh, you're doing the same one. I did not realize that. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So the skin tones, you're muted, by the way. The skin tones look very natural and very real, in spite of being the most unnatural colors. So that's working so far. I want you to be thinking about what you're going to do for the background. Okay. Don't need to do anything different at this point. Looks good. And Sue, if you want to unmute, I'm putting you in the spotlight.
Okay.
Hi, Sue. Oh, wow. Okay. So be careful with the corners of the mouth. Make sure they line.
Yeah, they're all smeared it up. Yeah.
Yeah, try not to blend,
Okay.
because with these wild colors, when you blend, they're going to get muddy real quick.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
liking the play of light and dark, like that's clear.
Okay.
So don't lose your dark shadows on her face, and that'll help you keep the shape of the face. Like the corners of the mouths, the fold of the cheek.
I haven't really worked too much on the eyes. Again, I want to go get my colored pencils too
Yeah.
and go from there, but I'm not going to do that yet because I know that's a kind of a cheat for me. So um, that's where I'm at with it so far.
Okay.
I've gone through a lot of process with it as far as I hate it, I love it, it's okay, you'll survive. But it was real uncomfortable doing when we started putting the real odd colors out there.
Mhm.
I could actually, it was like I was resisting.
Oh, I know, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It was painful. It is painful to use such unnatural colors on a person. It truly is. And it's a leap of faith because you just can't imagine how it's ever going to work. But
Yeah.
it will come together. Just try to keep the warm side warm, the cool side cool, and don't blend too much. And
Okay.
in the end, it's going to read somewhat realistic.
Okay. Okay. Any ideas how I can clean up that mouth a little bit? Come in with a flesh tone or
What I most often do is reassert the corners of the mouth,
okay.
and they usually line up with the pupils of the eyes. So if you go
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we learned that. Okay.
drop that line straight down, put those corners in place, and then that'll help you get the teeth and the lips.
Okay. Okie dokie.
All right. So far, so good.
She looks so odd.
Yes, but luckily she would never complain. She would actually have quite a sense of humor about this. She would be so honored that everyone was drawing her. All right, I think we got everyone. Carrie, by the way, was not feeling well, so she was just watching. That's why I haven't called on her. Um, I'm going to give everyone a minute or two to make the changes they need to make, and then we will continue with those twos. Okay, now let's go back to resuming our twos. So we left off on the cool twos. We have most of the warm twos in place. I have a bad habit of painting over my darks. So every so often I go back in and I check my darks and make sure that I haven't lost all my shadows, my deep fives, and so forth. So for the cool twos, the next one I'm using is light blue. Light blue, this is going to be on the cool side mostly, the highlight color. I'm using it on the insides of the eyes, eyelids, earring. I'm tracing some of the lighter parts on her face now. So some of the highlights, not the lightest lights, but some of the lighter areas are going to be twos. So if you have a whole lot of heavy darks, you can go on top of them with the light, and this will help lighten them up. Okay, next color is light green, and it is also one of those transition colors. It could be warm, could be cool. I'm using it towards the center part, getting some of the twos down in the center. All right, when you're finished with your twos, that leaves us with the ones. We're going to go ahead, do the ones, and then we'll work on the background together. The ones are light yellow, light blue, and white. So I'm going to start off with the light blue. This is a highlight color. I'm going to use it for wherever the light is hitting on the cool side. Don't put it in the highlight on the eyes, but to help define the eyes, the shiny part of the cheek, this is your highlight color on the cool side. The only place I'm going to blend on this portrait is the hairline. And this is just to soften the transition from the bangs on the forehead. All right, and then the light yellow is the highlight on the skin on the warm side. So I'm going to use that light yellow to show off everywhere where there's a shiny spot, like the forehead, the bridge of the nose. Right beside the nose, the tip of the nose, upper lip, not the teeth. I don't want the teeth to be yellow white. They're going to be pure white. Put them in last. and then the chin. Now the pure white, I'm saving for the lightest lights, and that's the highlights in the eyes and the teeth. So go ahead and finish up your yellow white, and then we're going to move to the pure white. Okay, pure white. I'm using this chunk so I can get an edge. On the teeth, I have not defined the teeth. I put a little pink where the gums are, a little blue where the teeth are moving into shadow on the cool side, orange where they're moving into shadow on the warm side. And I'm making the teeth all white, and I'm not differentiating between the individual teeth. I'm just giving her a dazzling smile, keeping it all white all the way across, no teeth. I'm putting, reasserting some darks on the eyes because I screwed up the highlight. You can lift up a highlight and put it back again if you need to. It's hard to get those tiny little dots with the great big rock of a pastel that I'm using. But put the highlight over in the appropriate spot on the eye using pure white. We're not using the light yellow anymore, so pure white. And that's the last color. Now, at this point, we want to put in a background. I'm going to vignette the background, and I'm picking a color from the two line. So looking at the two line, pretty much any of these would work well. I think I'm going to go with a light green and maybe try a few just to see how they work. But I'm using a color I'm not going to run up against with the pastel. So if I have it on one side, I didn't use this color anywhere near the edge. So I'm playing with this green color, not too crazy about it. I might move to a blue color as well. You don't have to stick to a single color, but it is good to stick to a single value. As I move over to the warmer side, I'm going to go with a warmer highlight up here in the sky. I think I'm going to try the pink. All right. So that's my story. I'm going to stick to it. Not going to do anything else tonight. I'm going to give you guys a minute or two to finish up, and then we'll take a look. All right, who's finished? Jackie. Unmute, please. I'm putting you in the spotlight. Still
Okay.
muted. There you go. Perfect.
Oh no, she's cross-eyed.
That
Oh no.
happens.
So I kind of just give up for now. This is really hard.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. So you're almost done. So it's okay to finish it up tomorrow. What's missing is some of the darks got painted over. So the hairline, especially where the ears are, needs to be restated so
How
that you
did you
can.
know? How did you know? I didn't like the ears. I just redid it. I just undid them. So yeah,
Yeah, and
definitely.
that'll give you the shape of the head, the smile, the eyes, all of that looks really good. You also have a good warm side, a good cool side. Some of the darks did get painted over, and
Way
that's,
too light.
yeah, that's the main problem.
Not enough contrast, and I just kind of trying to wipe out her ears. Her ears are kind of odd. They're up here and down here, and then you have the earring.
Yes,
It's
yes.
hard, and then they're dark behind, and
Just remember what you know from the portrait class. So the top of the ear is about eye level. The bottom
ooh,
of the ear is about level with the divot under the nose.
much nicer than what I had up there.
That'll help you place those ears and then, or that ear. You don't really have to put the bottom of the ear on the warm side because it's hidden.
Sort of, except that little earring. But yeah, and yeah, I have to go back through your recording and look at this again carefully. Don't worry.
Okay. And maybe try it again with a different human.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Good work, my friend.
But she's pretty, I must say. You're right.
She truly is. She is such a lovely gal.
Pretty girl. Yeah. Thanks.
It's funny how when you paint somebody, you get to know them in a way that you don't know a lot of people, like it's almost a falling in love with them because you
Yeah.
see so much of their face. A portrait
Yeah.
artist once told me I sat for a portrait. Um, you've probably seen it, Karen, the one that's hanging at the Wallkill River School. Joseph Sunwall painted it. He's an amazing portrait artist. I've never sat for a portrait before, and I told him it's really uncomfortable having somebody look at you so intensely for so long. And he says, I fall absolutely and madly in love with everyone I paint. And
Oh,
and I thought that was so true, it's so true. You know them in a way you don't really know most people.
yes. It's to our advantage, isn't it?
Yes, it is. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Vivian, you ready? Let's put you in the spotlight.
Not done. Gotta have coffee.
Oh,
That's
I love him. I
Aw.
absolutely love him. Um, I would change the color of the background so that it's not too
It blends with
close.
colors I used,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe something more yellowish,
Okay.
that isn't as close to the colors that are right up against it. I absolutely love his hair, his skin, the way you painted him. I think he's really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
He's going to be
Appreciate it.
thrilled.
Uh, he's at an age where he's gonna be able to recognize it, I
That's
hope.
right. He's going to think that's awesome. That's
Thank
very
you.
good. Very good. You did a great job with it. All right. Karen, are you ready? You're muted, so don't forget to unmute. Oh, wow. She looks like a mythical creature.
She does.
I absolutely love her. She's going to love this too. She looks so otherworldly beautiful.
She's in a rock band,
Mm-hmm.
but she looks very ethereal here. You're right.
Yes, very ethereal.
Uh-huh.
Um, good warm side, good cool side. It's amazing how it comes together at the end
Mhm.
because you were true to your color temperature. So
Is the background okay?
yeah, I have no problem with the background. What do you
Okay.
think about it? Do you like it?
I think it's okay. It's a little babyish looking, but if it blends, that's fine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe well, I would leave it alone.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to. Then I'll do it like 15 times. I don't want to do.
Yeah, yeah, I would leave it alone. It looks good the way it is. Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah. Can I ask you, what
Sure.
would be the brand of pastel pencils that I could order? Or should I just not do that?
You know, Karen, the thing about pastel pencils is they're way harder than
Oh,
regular pastels.
oh,
So it is hard to get much detail with them. If
okay.
if you can, do you have a set of hard pastels like
Oh,
new?
yeah. Oh, yeah. I have nice ones. Yeah.
If you take a new pastel in you and sharpen it, do you
Oh,
do you know what a pastel sharpener looks like? It's a
no.
little different. Okay, I don't have one, but it's a jar with a screen on the inside,
Okay.
or you can use a, a pad of sandpaper
Okay.
and just sand it into a sharper point. That
Oh,
would work better than pastel pencils.
perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
You're most welcome. VJ, are you ready to show your work? Hey, VJ, you're still muted. Oh my goodness. Put that
It
portrait back
told me
up
I
there.
wasn't. There we go.
Wow.
You, oh my God, you look like an 80s rock star. I love it.
That's really good.
Beautiful.
That's really good.
You're one of the secret members of the talking heads,
There
aren't
you
you?
go. There you go. I don't even know who they were. I was busy raising kids.
That is beautiful. I love it.
It
I
is?
absolutely love it. Can you zoom in? And you're sideways, by the way. Okay, that's better. Zoom in and let me get a close up of that beautiful face there. Okay, go down a little. There we go. Wow, that is so graphic. Now, leave this one alone. Don't touch it.
Really?
And
Even
if
at the neck?
if you're going to do anything, do another one and try a different color pattern or something, but leave this one
Okay.
alone for now because the only
Okay.
thing that could happen to it is it would be overworked. You know what I mean?
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And it's
So
really
the
cool like that.
eyes, okay, so I don't need eyelashes, do I?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Wow. Well, thank y'all so much.
I love it. It's really cool.
Well, I'm
Great
loving your
job,
class. You know
BJ.
that. Thank you.
Beautiful work, BJ. I love it. I'm actually quite surprised. You guys, your work all came out quite well compared to some of the disasters I've done with people. This technique works wonders when it comes to animals, but with people, it's not always the winner that it is with animals. So, don't get frustrated if it didn't work for you the first time. Do it again and try it as homework using maybe somebody you're not attached to.
Like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. One of the problems I have is if I'm attached to that person, I have such a hard time drawing them because I keep drawing what I think about them instead of what they actually are. So anyway,
True.
yeah, have some fun playing with this concept.
Mhm.
I have often used other other people like from magazines and newspapers, strangers I don't know, and that's been helpful. So whatever you choose to practice on, just have some fun with it. I can't wait to see what you do. Now, next week we'll be doing a landscape or cityscape. You can include a person if you want, or you can just do the landscape. And however you want to do it, make sure that there is a landscape attached to it. And we're going to be applying the same concept to the land, lay of the land. I'm actually going to work from a photo of the same woman, but in Monument Valley, overlooking some of the beautiful stone and rock formations there. All right. As always, my great pleasure to work with you, lovely people.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dawn. Have a good
Thank
week.
you so much.
See you all next week.
Okay.